Let's start with the game. Just your first reaction from that incredible 90 minutes. I should say almost 90 minutes. The game stopped before the full 90 minutes.
No, the game stopped 97. 97.
Well, yeah, but we didn't get to full 90 minutes of play. There's 12 minutes added on, and we didn't even play the full 12.
Yeah, if I could just say one thing, it's embarrassing on so many levels. Just embarrassing. The year is 2023, and there's a PA having to plead with fans not to be homophobic. The year 2023, and then just the reactions on the field.
Yeah.
You know, we had to come back to this record site because it would have been impossible to walk from the stadium here in time to bring this to you guys. And I was watching the Spanish call, the Spanish broadcast, and Kikín Fonseca of TUDN, ex-Mexican national team player, was just stressing how embarrassing it was.
Use the word vergüenza.
Vergüenza.
Shameful. It's shameful.
It's a shameful and embarrassing moment.
And it's not just, it is the attitude of the fans. It's the behavior of the fans. It's the team. It's the players. It's everything.
That's why he was saying it's a vergüenza. They're not, this isn't a fitting image of how you could represent or should represent the Mexican national team. And he's right. And I will say also, the U.S. played very well. But getting sucked into that, now Weston McKennie, Serginho Dest, two players who played very well, won't be available for the final against Canada, which will not be easy. So you have to learn to deal with these type of things. But just overall, an embarrassment from what I saw on the field. But then you have to go the positive.
Yeah.
What a performance.
What a performance.
What a performance.
Do you think that we saw an American team playing free of pressure, not just in the collective, but individuals who've been coming off tough seasons, compared to a Mexican team that seemed to not shrink under the pressure, choke under it, disappear under it.
Yes.
We talk about it all the time. There's always more pressure on the Mexican players. You would think that they would be accustomed to it. Today we saw not just a group of players, I think also a manager, and Diego Coca, shrink under the pressure. They played with fear, and the Americans played fearless, and you saw that in the score and in the way the game played out.
Yeah, you're also talking about a team that's trying new players in Israel Reyes. You talk about the pressure. He's not used to this national team pressure. He's not used to having that type of game or having that type of under the lights performance. And it showed in a few other players. But these are players who aren't coming in the end of their season. They're on vacation right now, a lot of these players. Playing against players who, yes, haven't had the best of seasons, but see the U.S. men's national team as an opportunity to escape, as a refresher. And you saw that today in their play. The U.S. men's national team was freer. The U.S. men's national team was sprier. The U.S. men's national team had a little bit of just arrogance to their game. I mean, first 10, 15 minutes, I would say, was shaky, but from minute 20 on, there was one team on the field and only one team.
I think I'm going to have to dig really far into my memory banks to think about, the last time I saw Mexico look this bad.
Chile.
Yeah, no, it's a good shout. But from an American perspective, I'm trying to think, when was the last time they looked this good? Because they looked this good with the guy who, again, we've been calling the interim to the interim. That has to say something about this program.
It does. Listen, I said the deciding factor would be Diego Coca, and I was right. It was Diego Coca, just not in the way that I thought. Anthony Hudson got a result on this Mexican national team. Greg Berhalter got his results, and now it's the third coach, 6 consecutive games of getting a result, Mexican national team, and it's the interim to the interim, and it just goes to prove how good the player pool is, and how maybe we were wrong all along.
In what way? In what way?
Well, nobody's trying to change things. They're trying to keep things going.
Right.
And these players, I think, knew deep down.
Is that what you think? Yeah.
Yes. And you made
Greg Berhalter's coming back.
Yeah, you made a comment, and we'll get to that, but you made a comment the other day of, like, sure feels like a Greg Berhalter call-up, talking about Gold Cup.
Yeah.
These players never missed a beat. If there's one thing Greg Berhalter did was know how to play against Mexico. These players know how to play against Mexico, but they performed, and it's very surprising in the way they performed because a lot of these players weren't having great seasons individually.
Yeah, totally.
Christian Pulisic, man, he looked sharp.
Ooh,
he was flying.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.